guys, welcome back to Laddie's Garage for a new series, version 2 of the VZSS. Now, it's been 6 years since I made the last episode on the turbo VZSS build, and you know, it's a long time, a lot's changed my mind a fair bit. We got COVID, they stopped making Holdens in Australia. These things are probably worth a lot more, and I just can't bring myself to keep it turbo. I don't want to go cutting holes in it for intercooler pipes and dump pipe clearance and all that sort of stuff. I just want to keep everything intact. I want to try and return as much as I can to standard, mainly to salvage the value of it. You know, since COVID, these things have shot up in price like it's just unbelievable. And mine's a 2006 model, so it's got the 6 litre in it, which probably makes it worth a little bit more, or in the future we make it that little bit rarer, I suppose. And it's super clean, low Ks. It's got just over 100,000 Ks on it, so times have changed. I want to salvage it and no more turbos and intercoolers and turbo 400s and all this sort of stuff. And I was going to go back like tough NA, manual transmission, and obviously put some nitrous on it to, you know, give it that little bit of a wow factor. We don't want to get caught snoozing out on the highway one night, so we'll just have that there ready to go. Now, this episode's mainly just about, you know, intro, reviewing the parts and sort of getting a bit of a game plan towards all the upcoming episodes that I have. So 6.5 years is a long time to sit around. We should check out how it's weathered, how it looks for condition. We'll go through all the parts and take it from there. Been sitting for quite a while. I did manage to get it outside and give it a wash the other day, and she's actually not looking too bad for shine. Obviously 6 years without a wax. And with car cover, it's got a lot of micro swirls on it. It's in desperate need of good wax. But obviously in the build, as time goes on, I've got Dave from Top Coat Auto Detailing. He's going to do the full paintless dent removals, paint correction and ceramic coating. So as far as the paint, I'm sure that we can get it fully restored. Now obviously the paint on the wing, she's cooked, so we'll have to get that resprayed, and there's a few nicks and bumps that might need to be touched up, but we'll just let the professionals take that on. Generally it's all there and it's all standard. Like, it's still got the standard suspension, standard brakes, nothing's been butchered, which is really good. Even the interior. Now I've got it apart a little bit because obviously I've taken the auto transmission back out of it, but got a little bit of mold forming again on the trim from sitting around. But you know, even the driver's seat, fantastic condition. Yeah, it's in quite good nick considering. I do have a little bit of a tear in this back seat, but I managed to pick up a brand new old stock leather seat cover for it, so I can fix that blemish up. And that's pretty much the only thing in the interior that'll need cleaning up. Oh yeah, wheels. Obviously I was in the hunt for some standard wheels, and I did pick up these 17s, but that's actually wrong. They should be 18, so I managed to get some 18-inch wheels. So I'll fully restore them, get them back on the car, so that'll be the correct wheels for it. What else to show you? I suppose under the engine bay. Now, you can see I got the booster out of it because I had to remove the pedals for the turbo tonner. I took the automatic pedal out, and you'll see in my parts I've got manual pedals to go back in it, but it's all there, ready to go, ready for its new motor. Here's the new donk. Now originally the SS had a Ls3 6 litre in it, which is a Gen 4 engine, and a 4L65E automatic transmission. I've since sold that, so I have no chance of returning the car back to an original numbers style car. So I think to myself, the only way to really justify it not being numbers matching is to have a better engine. Now, an LS3, certainly better. This is out of a 2008 HSV, and it's also being a Gen 4 engine. The E38 ECU out of the VZ will run this engine, no worries. You don't have to change no reluctor wheel on the crank or anything like that. And it will run in there nicely with the ECU out of the VZ, which is very convenient. Now obviously T56 manual transmission will be behind this, and we're going to do enough work to it to really try and achieve 375 rear wheel kilowatts, which in the old scale 500 horse. Now that's no mean feat. It is a little bit of a push, so we have to make it a little bit angry. It's going to get a big camshaft, upgraded valve springs, upgrades to the rockers. We're going to get some CNC ported heads done on it. We're gonna deck the heads right down. That's going to cause piston and valve issues with the size of the cam and the amount of compression that we require. So we're going to have to fly cut the pistons for valve reliefs. We'll end up taking the manifold and send it off to Fonzie, and he can do a number on it, port it all out and do his work to it. And, you know, hopefully at the end of the day, with the big exhaust and everything we're going for it, we can get to that 375 rear wheel kilowatts, which will be cool. You know, NA 500 wheel. It's definitely something that I never thought I'd be able to have in my life. So it's pretty exciting that we can try and do that. And obviously we're going to add nitrous on top of that, which I've had gas before. It's pretty exciting too. So we should have a look at some of the parts we've got here. Obviously I've got them all laid out. Half of these builds is trying to organise all the parts, make sure you got it all before you get started, because there's nothing worse than stopping and not having the parts. But we'll start from the back. I do have a 411 geared diff ready to go for it, because the size of this cam and how grumpy it's going to be, Crow cams and a lot of my tuner have recommended very short gears for this. So we've got 411 gears, rebuilt LSD ready to go from a mate. He went turbo from his NA build. Obviously the gearing changes. 411 diff, tail shaft, obviously that's the standard one with the hideous donuts. Probably the worst invention GM ever come up with. They're terrible. So I actually sourced the VT LS1 T56 tail shaft, which has the uni joints. We'll go through that, service it, new unis, new CV in the middle, new center bearing. We'll get it all, probably get it rebalanced because it needs to be pristine. And yeah, no problems with the unis. That'll all be in future episodes. T56 out of the tonner, still perfect condition. It has a GM Motorsport rip shifter on it. I've also got brand new MPC clutch. It's just an organic heavy duty with the firm pedal. It come with a new concentric slave cylinder. I still have the billet one from Malwood out of the tonner. Not sure which one I'm going to use yet. Obviously all the parts for the shifter, everything like that. I did manage to get a new gear knob for it, which is a little bit Chinesey, but it's going to look better than the worn out one that I got. Obviously the manual pedals, clutch and brake out of the tonner, which have the SS pedals already on it, so that's all good. We'll get all that in there. Moving on to the engine being out of a VE, the sump is different. Now I've already got the actual sump off of a VX on there, which works with VZ, and I've still got to put the crossover pipe, the windage tray back into that sump, which is something that we'll do. And VX sumps have no baffling at all, so I've gone ahead and got myself an improved racing baffled sump insert, which certainly helps with oil slosh. So, you know, if we end up cornering it hard, or we might tip it in, who knows, no oil slosh. All the little trapdoors on there stop the oil, but we'll go into that further. Obviously new oil pickup O-rings and pickup brace. There's the loom back there. It's been modified to suit Turbo 400 from the last build. We will go through that and add the wires needed for the reverse lockout solenoid, the speedo, and everything like that on the transmission. Now when I took it out, I kept all the pigtails so we can easily wire it in. Speed sensor, reverse lockout, and reverse lights. We'll have to play around with a clutch switch, obviously changing it over for the cruise control as well. So there'll be a bit of that we have to do, all in the loom. Once again, probably go into detail. Moving up the engine, new Crow cam, obviously, pretty big. We'll go over that in more detail. We've got valve springs, trunnion upgrades, obviously cam gears, cam wedges, plates, C5R timing chain, bolts. We've got power bond, underdriven harmonic balancer and belts and pulleys and seals. There's still a fair few parts that I have to procure. I've still got to get some lifters, lifter trays. I've got to get the rear plate, the billet barbell. I will need to order Kinetic head gaskets. I've already got some Aeroflow budget studs, because obviously not boosted, we don't have to go too crazy, we can just use the Aeroflow ones. Yeah, moving on, we've got Walbro 340 fuel pump for extra fueling with the horsepower and the nitrous system. VCM over the radiator intake. This is the nitrous kit. It's a Zex. We can screw more nitrous than this thing's ever really going to want. It's not a complete kit. I still have to get some sort of perimeter plate or fogger nozzle, but we've got purge solenoid, fuel and nitrous solenoids. We've got the bottle. You know, we need to get some brackets, a bit of a feed line, nothing major. And yeah, there's obviously probably parts there that I've missed as well, but through the episodes, we're going to talk about every single part. So this is just a bit of an intro. Oh yeah, over here too, I've got the Black Ops twin 3-inch exhaust, all new, ready to go. And I've also got the pacemaker 1 7/8, 4-into-1 extractors. Now, obviously there's no cat section. That's probably, we'll build an ultra high flow cat section for it here in the shed, and it will have all the exhaust flow for sure. All right, you can see I've probably got about 90% of those parts sorted that I'm going to need, and I'm keen to hook in. I need to get these cylinder heads off this LS3 dropped off to Tremaniac next week, hopefully. Another important thing to know is that the architecture between the LS3, the LS1, the LS2, you know, L98, L76, all your iron engines from America, they're all the same architecture. So the processes that I'm going to show you in the upcoming episodes is going to be relatable to all the different models. So definitely not limited to just LS3 owners, that's for sure. Now, what I'm going to do just to try and give everyone a bit of an idea of what's to come is I'll insert a bit of a screen here as like a contents page, so you can see all upcoming episodes, what we're going to show. Be sure to tap the pause button for a good look at all the episodes that'll be available in this series. Now, you'll see there's a lot more episodes, but they're going to be a lot shorter and more task specific. That way, when the viewer searches YouTube, hopefully YouTube will suggest one of my videos and it'll be short, sweet, and to the point, and really give them the information that they require without having to siphon through half-hour to hour-long videos. All right, guys, if you've made it this far through this episode, I greatly appreciate it, and I'm excited to inform you that I've actually become a YouTube partner. So in the close future, I'm going to have the opportunity to start up channel memberships and certain extras and perks that may be available. Now, what I ask of you guys is, if you've joined a membership of another channel, maybe inform me in the comments of what some of the things that you get with those memberships that you really enjoy or think's good value. Or if you have any ideas, throw it in the comments what you might think would be good value as far as membership's concerned as well. That way it gives me a bit of an idea, a little bit more of a guide of what to set up for the future. That'll just about wrap up this episode. You know, same old story. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want. Share it with your mates. Let's see if we can get more people out in the shed doing cam swaps throughout this series. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.